Okay, just getting back to the microstakes, no limit $10 buy-in, and hopefully these videos are going to help you guys make some money out of poker. And starting off with the low stakes and building a bankroll from a fairly low investment initially is not only a great way to get to learn the game, but it's quite a satisfying feeling starting off with like £50 and then before you know it having 5 figures in the realms of cyberspace, and you did it all playing a game that's good fun. I've certainly done that. I started off with £100 and turned it into 5 figures within inside 6 months, and hopefully these low stakes videos will teach you guys the same. I've been playing for quite a while now. I've had 2 failed video attempts so far, third time lucky. I've been involved in a hand with this chap here, where we got it all in. I had 3 of a kind. He had an open-ended straight flush draw, and unfortunately the turn gave him the flush, and I didn't improve on the river, so he took a stack from me. Oh well. We've got a gut shot here and a backdoor flush draw. This is a hand that I'm not. If everyone checks, happy days. If anyone makes a bet, I'm just folding it. I talked about this previously, that a lot of low stakes players, a lot of new players to poker, tend to chase flush draws. They tend to chase gut shot draws, you know, and with the very, very misguided mentality that, you know, a player here all of a sudden will say, well, you know, if I hit a 10, you know, I've got a straight to a jack, and I imagine that'll be the best hand. And you're right, that probably would be the best hand. Well, there's a good chance it'll be the best hand. And the problem with that logic being is twofold. First and foremost, you're not going to hit a 10 very often. And secondly, even when you do, there's such an obvious straight on the board that when you start firing bets, one of 2 things is going to happen. Everyone folds, so you've chased and you don't get paid, or you get re-raised because someone's actually got a better straight. You know, they're actually sat there with queen 10 and they're going to take your stack. So it's a terrible play. Most of the time you're going to lose a lot of money just chasing it, trying to get it in the first place, and then you're going to lose more money when you get raised because someone's got a better straight, or you're simply just not going to get paid. So don't chase weak draws out of position. It's where I would imagine most players lose their money when they start out playing poker. They're staying in the hand too long and they're chasing draws. My computer seems to be running really slow. I don't really know why, whether it's got something to do with the recording software, but what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to complete, just because it's 5 cents, I'm getting fantastic pot odds. This is a weak hand, and I'm only doing this because I feel that there's 2 deep stack players. I've got some history of this guy, and I think with the right flop I could probably outplay them. In actual fact, I would just say fold 5-9. I'm kind of contradicting my own advice there. It's just that I'm used to playing higher stakes games where I feel that I can profitably play those hands, but just fold 5-9, and in hindsight I wish I just folded it pre-flop actually. So falling victim to my own advice there. But as I say, when you know, a bet comes out on the flop, it's just a pretty easy fold. And again, I don't know why my computer's running so slow, so there we go. The last video I made, the screens, I noticed were really small, so although you could hear what I was talking about, the screens were so small you couldn't really see the action that was going on. So what I've done, I'm going to have to skip between the screens as and when I'm playing individual hands, but I'm hoping that the screens being this size will, certainly on the YouTube playback, will be big enough for you guys to see the hands I'm actually playing, so you can actually visualise what's going on and make sense of what I'm saying. This is literally trial and error, so we'll see. I mean, I could have just played one table for the full size of the entire screen, but I just don't think you get to see enough hands only playing one table to make it interesting. Ace queen offsuit on the button is a pretty easy raise. Mr. Hyde's got a very short stack. If he raises me all in, I'm snap calling, just because of the odds that I'm being given. As I say, he's playing with a short stack. And okay, and we take it down pre-flop, which isn't a tragedy. These tables aren't too bad actually. I mean, we're building up a few short stacks on this table now. I mean, this particular player here Dizegna, or whatever the name is, was playing pretty crazy poker earlier. I mean, as you can see from their stats, they play 84% of their hands and they raise, about a quarter of their hands. So very loose player, reasonably aggressive, got an aggression factor of 3.3. I just don't really think they know what they're doing. Anyone who's playing 84% of their hands is a losing player. I challenge anybody to show me a long-term winning player that plays that many hands. I just don't think it's possible. It's hard enough to make money playing poker with a reasonable calling range or range of hands to play. King Jack suited. I'm going to isolate the limper here. So I'm going to raise it up and hopefully get all folds and go heads up to this Jadison, who again plays 46% of the hands. It's over 48 hands, but again I think they're playing too many hands. My nemesis, who seems to call pretty much every one of my raises, is getting involved as well. I mean, King Jack suited is about the weakest of the hands I'll play. If anyone re-raised, I would definitely fold that hand pre-flop. The flop comes out 9-9-4. It's a pretty dry board, and it's going to be quite hard for him to have any part of the board. So I'd bet reasonably small into dry flops, because what you're looking to do is just take the flop down. When he flat calls, I'm going to think about it for a while. When he flat calls, I mean, any ace now's got me beat. There's two pair with an ace high has got me beat. I don't think he's got a 9 or a 4, but he might have a hand like pocket 6s, pocket 7s, pocket 8s. This is a tricky spot as well, because he could easily have a better full house, like I say, with a pair of 6s, pair of 8s, pair of 7s. And this is a good spot for him to bluff at, really, because and I got lucky on the river and it's a split pot. I'm surprised that he just flat called on that flop. I would have thought perhaps he would have made a play in position and raised me. But as it happens, he just flat called and allowed us to get to the showdown, which was quite nice of him. And we split the pot. So yeah, if I was this guy here, I'd like to see him maybe a raise on the flop, or I don't mind a flat call. I don't mind him floating, but when I check, he may as well fire out a bet on the turn. Give himself some more opportunities to pick up the pot. As it happened, he played the hand fairly passively, and we ended up splitting a pot that he probably could have won in more than one part of that hand. He could have won it on the flop, could have won it on the turn, maybe even won it on the river, because if I'm calling the river, I'm calling to chop. And it's not particularly profitable to call to chop, because you either split the pot or you're beat. And for the times that you're not splitting, you're obviously beat and you're losing money, essentially. Unless you're it's calling to chop. Trust me, it's just not a profitable play. I don't really have time to break it down in this particular video, but take my word for it. Okay, I will raise. Everyone's folded. Jack 9 seems like a fair enough hand to open with. And we get a fold, which is nice. Okay, that's the end of. This is going to be the end of the first part of this video, and we pick up aces. Great hand to finish with. Hopefully, if somebody hurries up and actually does something, we'll be able to play it before the video time runs out. Anytime today, guys. And we are going to have to stop this in 30 seconds, so if these guys don't hurry up, you won't get to see how the aces play, which is a shame. We've been min raised here. I'm just going to whack it up to $2 and try and get them to make a silly mistake. And I'm not sure if that's going to happen. And we have got it all in here. We call, and we got it in against jacks.